Red Lanterns number 20, written by Peter Milligan, art by Will Conrad. So, the very last thing that happened was Green Lantern number 20. All that happened, and then at the very end of that, Atrocitus was left with his very own Guardian to kill. And we see it's like the stereotypical one you think of that's not Ganthet. And we see he tells the Red Lanterns, hey guys, just like go back to Yzmal, do your own thing. You're free to do whatever. So he then gives chase to this lantern. And then we get a whole bunch of different plots here, where first and foremost is Kim, the lady that Rancor was trying to woo. She is getting attacked by the guy who was basically hitting on her before, and he's, upset. He's like, oh, you're stuck up. Am I not good enough for you? And he goes and basically assaults her. And it jumps between the different storylines, but we do see that Rancor basically jumps into the middle of this and goes down to Kim and is just like, Kim, that guy, he hurt you. Like, allow me to help. And she's like, Jack, what are you doing back here? He's like, no, there is no Jack, only Rancor. And so he picks her up, takes her downtown, and he basically makes a construct that scares him bad enough that his heart is about to stop. And he's like, this is what you want, right? And she's like, no, why would you, like, yeah, he's a prick and he deserves to go to jail, but not to be killed in this. And he's like, I don't you feel rage towards him, Kim? And she's like, dude, rage is for toddlers and 30-year-olds who don't, like, know how to control their emotions. If you honestly think that rage is all that's consuming, then you're not even human anymore. Go back to your own people. And Rancor's like, all right, fine. Well, she's not going to see either of us again. Isn't that right, Steven? And then I think he just kills Steven. So then the secondary plot is, as the Red Lanterns arrive back on Yzmal, the inversions, the guys that, the demons with magic and all that Atrocitus was a part of, they are trying to cast their magic at the Red Lantern power battery. It ain't working. And Roy Soom is like, yeah, this sucks. Like, guys, I think we're a bit stale. This isn't quite working. And then all the Red Lanterns show up and they're like, oh, but we can use our magic on them. And so they start to cast their magic spells, and all of them just start dropping out of the sky and like screaming in pain, except for Bleeze, who's like, wait a minute. This is stupid. Your old magic is just that, old and dumb, and it doesn't even work on us. This is barely trickery. Your magic's like a stale fart. That's an actual quote. And so Bleeze goes up to Roy Soom and is just like, see, you can't do anything to me. As long as I've got rage power in me, your magic does nothing. And Roy Soom is like, yeah, guys, I think we're a little bit out of touch. We will be back. And they just smoke bomb out of there. And at that point, all the Red Lanterns are like, hey, Bleeze, you want to be our new leader since Atrocitus may not be coming back? And Bleeze is like, no, none for me, thank you. Rancor, how about you? You got that weird human conniving stuff? And he's like, none for me, thank you. So then we go back to Atrocitus, who is still chasing down the Guardian, uses his napalm blood spewing thing to take down the Guardian, and the Guardian's like, okay, you got me, and you're right, I was awful, I've done horrible things, I am ashamed, I'm so miserable, and you deserve to kill me. And Atrocitus is like, yeah, I am gonna kill you. And he's like, do it now, kill me now. And he's like, all right, well, dude, come on. Yeah, I'm pitying you now. Like, you're disgusting. Like, the fact this is the first time you felt emotions and you wasted it all on, you just want to just on a snivel. Like, that's gross. You're disgusting. In fact, the only thing that I think would actually get you more punishment, the real justice, would be letting you live with all the crimes you committed now that you can actually feel regret for them. And he thinks about, like, his wife and, like, his planet and how they were all killed by the Manhunters. And he's like, but this is something that needs to happen to finally end old Atrocitus, to finally make new Atrocitus his own thing. And so he puts his hand through the Guardian's head and he says, I release both of us. So then Atrocitus comes back to Yzmal. Skylox is just kind of like screaming for no reason. He's like, I'm sorry, Atrocitus. We thought you were gone. We nominated Bleeze to be your replacement. And Bleeze is like, yeah, but like, I don't want it. I'm totally in on you, Atrocitus. And Rancor, because of the way this was structured, he's just coming back from the Kim thing. And he comes back, and Atrocitus is like, "Hey, Rancor, here's the thing. You've been telling me how I've been trapped by my rage, and you know what? I figured it out. You were right. I was. And now I'm able to use my rage for bigger things. And thank you, human, for doing that." And Rancor's like, "Human? There are no humans here." Because he's still very angsty. So, yeah. It says never the end, but, like, yeah, it's the end. It's okay. I feel like Atrocitus has gone through, like, 5 different epiphanies just over the course of what I've been reading, where he's like, "Oh, of course, this is how it must be." And, like, each time it feels like he's saying the same thing, but he still just isn't doing it. Like, he's like, but I can use my rage for bigger things. It's like, that's what issue 1 was, where you said, "Hey, the Red Lanterns can be a force of justice." Like, you did that. I don't understand what's changed here. The only thing is that he's finally managed to get his revenge on the Guardians. That's it. That's the only thing that's changed. But him as a person, I don't see what's different. So overall, art's fine, stories are fine. I actually do like how they managed to pull up the inversion thing without actually ending it yet, just making it a threat that's further down the road. Hopefully it actually comes back in a meaningful way. So I'm up for that. Overall, I'm just going to give it a flat 7, and it's only because it feels like it should be this big thing, but I don't feel like any character has actually changed in this issue. They all feel the exact same way they have been, where Rancor's still like, "I'm no longer a person, I am Rancor," and Atrocitus is like, "Oh, by the way, guys, we're using rage for good things now." It's always been that way. Nothing has changed.